Hey, we're getting close to America's 250th anniversary of her birth, and it's a time for us to celebrate. But I want to begin by asking you a question. What if 250 years ago, George Washington wasn't there to lead us? Well, you may be surprised, but that almost happened. So you go back to 1755, when he was a much younger man. He was a colonel in the British Army and an aide to General Braddock in a campaign on the Monongahela River to retake a fort from the French and Indians. It's considered one of the most devastating losses in British history. They brought a force of 1,400 men to retake a small fort, were ambushed by the French and Indians, and lost over 900 British soldiers, including every single British officer who was on horseback, with the exception of one, and that was George Washington. George Washington was uninjured in the assault, even though General Braddock, whom he was the aide for, was dead. So, what did George Washington think of those events? I mean, in looking at it, everyone is being killed around him, and yet he's not even harmed. So here's what he said to his brother John Augustine Washington in a letter as soon as they arrived at a fort and were safe after that ambush. And I'll let you be the judge. And we can find out what George Washington thought. He says to his brother, "As I have heard since my arrival at this place, a circumstantial account of my death and dying speech, I take this early opportunity of contradicting the first and of assuring you that I have not yet composed the latter. But by the all-powerful dispensations of Providence, I have been protected beyond all human probability or expectation. For I had 4 bullets through my coat, and 2 horses shot under me, yet escaped unhurt, although death was leveling my companions on every side of me." Had Washington been killed in that battle about 20 years before the Revolution, we can only guess what the Americans would have done in the Revolution, or even in the days leading up to it. There was an account, fairly anecdotal, but apparently George Washington ran into an Indian chief 15 years later who said that he was at that battle, and he called him a great chief that was protected by heaven, and that he would be a great leader of nations one day. So those are a couple of events that surrounded George Washington, and maybe prophetic view of what he was to accomplish in the years to come. So if you like that story, that's in Chapter 2 of my book, America the Exceptional, Restoring a Wayward Nation's Greatness. And I've made the chapter available free. It's Chapter 2, called The Great Seal. And that'll be available for free through July the 4th. So go to my website, frankmoore.us, and check out the chapter for free. And I wish you a happy 4th of July and hope you enjoy the chapter. Take care.